All right, we have Sammy Viqueira spotting here on the third day of the January NAC at Salt Lake City. Sammy, tell us how you spend your rest day.
I sleep a lot, yeah, and I also eat a lot. I don't really do much. I try to hang out with my friends and just watch fencing, but other than that, just like sleeping and eating.
And what's a lot? What's a lot of sleep? Are we talking 12, 14, 16 hours?
Maybe like 12 hours, then I'll go back, probably take another nap after watching fencing.
So you're a napper. How many naps do you like to get on a rest day?
Maybe one, but like a long, like 2-hour nap.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. And how about on the food side? What's your favorite food between the junior event and a Div 1 event?
I like to eat a lot of pasta, or really anything. I like burgers, but I'm not sure if that's really a good idea. I kind of eat whatever, like burgers and fries.
And what's the hot spot that you've discovered here in Salt Lake?
Well, we tried to go to a pub, but we unfortunately weren't with someone who is 21. So we just ended up going to Olive Garden, and it was okay, but it wasn't. When my dad's not around, it's kind of hard to find a place to eat. So.
Right. And yesterday you had an amazing result. You were second. You had a lot of great bouts throughout the day. Tell us about yesterday.
Yesterday was a really good day. It was really tiresome. Like, I was just dead at the end, but I fenced really strong throughout the whole day. I went 6-0 in pools. I was seeded first, and then I ended up second at the end of the day. And it was a really good day, not just result-wise, but fencing-wise. I think I fenced really strong and well, and I didn't give up, so that was good. Yeah.
And you mentioned you were exhausted kind of throughout the day. Was that the result of all of the fencing, or was it coming into the event and maybe the elevation?
I think it was just the day was so long, and like fencing people who are so strong just was really exhausting, especially my last bout. I was running around a lot. It felt like back and forth in the strip, and I'm never really doing that at home. So I definitely need to get my cardio up.
And you mentioned a lot of back and forth. You were really covering the strip, and your last two bouts especially went to the final seconds. How does your training play a factor in allowing you to kind of be so competitive and put on so much pressure throughout the entire bout?
Well, you definitely train really hard at home. We're always conditioning, although my coach says we don't do enough. We're always fencing. I train 5 times a week, and now with high school season, I try to go at least 1 time a week to high school, so that's like 6 times. But we're just always fencing a lot, and we're really competitive, so it's like we always have strong bouts.
And how does your club and coach and your training partners, how do they play a role in your success?
Everyone's really supportive, and they push you to do better. Even when you do well, there's always room to improve, and so that's really important. We take a day off maybe after a tournament, but after that we're back to practicing all the time with everyone there. And other than that, they're just we're always pushing each other to do better and be better fencers.
And you're at the Fencers Club, where you have some amazing training partners, 2 Olympians in Nicole Ross and Nzinga Prescott. Tell us about how great that is to have that kind of access to such high level of competitors.
Yeah, it's really amazing, because not only fencing wise and training with them makes us better fencers, but just talking to them about their experiences and what they've gone through and how they handle things like competing and how they deal with pressure is really helpful, and how they've been so successful really helps improve my fencing and makes me think of ways I can improve.
And how do you feel you've most benefited from having mentors like them? You mentioned earlier how your mentality has shifted from fencing in cadets and juniors to focusing on seniors and juniors.
Yeah, they definitely make me look at the bigger picture, not just, I'm a cadet, well, I'm in the age group of cadets, that's my age group, but they make me look at fencing as a whole and my future at fencing, so I don't have to just define myself as cadet fencing. I can look into the future and see maybe I can make junior team or senior team, and maybe one day the Olympics, but they kind of just
Yeah, that's a good point. And you look really relaxed out there on the strip yesterday, despite the long bouts. How do you get into that zone, into such a relaxed mentality?
Well, for juniors and senior tournaments, it's really easy for me because I don't really have expectations for myself, I feel. And all these girls are older than me, they've been fencing longer, maybe they have more technique. So for me, I don't feel a lot of pressure than what I do in cadet. So it's really easy for me to be so calm because I don't really have to prove anything to myself. I can try, do the best I can do, and if that doesn't work out, then I'll try harder next time and work on it, and if it does, then it's really great.
So what can we expect from you tomorrow? You fenced in the junior event yesterday, you're a finalist, now going into the senior event tomorrow. How can that mentality and that perspective benefit you?
I'm just going to try to stay calm and relaxed the whole day, but fence strong and never give up, because that's important. I had a lot of bouts yesterday that were so close, and if I had given up when there were 4 seconds left, I would have lost, but since I kept going, I ended up winning, which is really that's a big step for me.
And if you come across, if you could fence that finals bout over again, and maybe you'll have the chance tomorrow, what might you do differently?
I would stop counterattacking. And what else? I think I would try to stay calm. I think from the previous bout before, I was a little frazzled and our emotions were high because I wasn't expecting to win that, and I ended up winning it. So I would just kind of, take everything in and try to calm myself down before fencing it. But counterattacking was probably a big detriment.
All right. Well, we look forward to seeing how you respond to the counterattack and how you implement it. And best of luck to you tomorrow.
Thank you.